Then?
So first it's going to be a 6.999.
Yes, 6.999. Okay. Then?
And then 7.001.
Yes, very good.
7.01. And
Very
then
good.
7.1.
Excellent. Yes. Your doubt is cleared, or you have any doubts remaining?
It is clear.
It's cleared. Okay. Nice. Glad to hear that. Next, anything else?
No.
No? Okay. So shall we move on to the next chapter, which is data handling?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, we started talking about data. We started talking about mean, median. We talked about mean and median. So did you read the article that I sent you?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay. So anyway, so once again, mean is the average. Median is the, what is median? Yes, Iba? The centermost, the middlemost observation, right? The middlemost observation. And what is mode?
Frequently seen observation.
Yes, the most frequent.
Yeah.
The most frequent observation. Okay. So let's do some questions on this. Okay, there's one more thing, which is a little bit different from mean, median, and mode. By the way, mean, median, and mode, these are called measures of central tendency. Okay. Why are they called that? Central tendency. Because see, in each of them, you are measuring something or the other that is, somehow central. For example, mean, that's the average. Average is somehow central to the whole. It lies, an average value means it lies in the middle of all of the observations. When you sum them together, what is the average value, right? So in that sense, it is a central tendency. Median is obviously the middlemost, right? And mode is the most frequent. So the three of them are called measures of central tendency. And now there's one more term that's called the range. Do you know what the range is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Highest value minus lowest value.
Yes, that range means what range of, when we talk about range in general English and day-to-day life, when we say, well, what's the range of, or let's say, what's the price range when we go to a shop and go to a market? We say, what's the price range of this particular collection? That means we want to ask, well, this particular collection, I want to know from where does the price start and how high does it go. So I need to know that, right? So I want to know whether it fits my budget. So that's what range is. It means something that spans over some area, right? So that's called range. So range is the difference between the highest and lowest observations. So difference means highest observation minus lowest observation.
Lowest.
Okay. All right. Are there any questions that you find difficult in the first exercise, exercise 3.1?
No.
You don't find any questions difficult? Okay, that's good. All right. Let's go to the second exercise then. Okay, so do you find anything difficult in the second exercise?
No, I don't find anything difficult.
Okay, don't find anything difficult. Okay, so let's just do some questions. So let's do the second exercise, the fifth question. Okay, the question says, tell whether the statement is true or false. The mode is always one of the numbers in a data.
No.
No. Can you give
Yeah.
me an example?
Like when you're, because you are adding the observations, and then when you're dividing it, so it's not going to give you like any number from the observation. You're going to
Yeah,
get it.
you're right. You're talking about mean, right? Over here, the question is asking about mode.
Also.
See,
Yeah.
see from
Yeah.
these. Is the statement true or false? The mode is always one of the numbers in a data.
Yeah.
True. Very good. The mean can be one of the numbers in a data. It can be, not necessarily, but the statement says the mean can be one of the numbers in a data.
Okay.
True or false?
False.
False. So does that mean the mean can never be one of the numbers in a data? For example, let me give you a data over here. 3, 5, and 7. Please find the mean of this. Mean. Talking about mean.
Sorry. 3.
True. The mean can be one of the numbers in a data. Okay, the third one. The median is always one of the numbers in a data. The median.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you an example. 1, 3, 7, 8, 5. No, not 5 because it's ascending order, right? 12 and 20. What is the median in this case? Yes, Hiba? What's the median in this case?
3.1.
3.1. Why is it 3.1? See, it's these 6 observations, right? What is median?
Middlemost.
Middlemost. Which is the middlemost observation?
8.
Okay. See, there are how many observations in total?
6.
6. So if you are saying that 8 is the middlemost, but for 8 there are 2 observations on the right and 3 on the left. So is it the middlemost observation?
No.
No, it's
But
not,
we,
right?
but the equation, I think that's what it is called, like n plus 1 by 2.
Okay. See, the equation or the formula for finding the median, you will see, the thing is, if you go for the formula, you will find it confusing. Okay. Instead of going for the formula, what's better to do is just, take a look at the middlemost value. The middlemost value. And if there are an even number of values, then you just take an average of both of them. And the formula is not n plus 1 by 2. It is, if there are n number of observations, n is the number of observations. Okay. And an means a1, which is this, the first observation. A2 means the second observation, A3 means the third observation, and so on. Then the median is going to be at the position of n plus 1 by 2 if it is odd. If it is odd. Okay, so in, let's say that we didn't have, just a minute. Let's say we didn't have this. Okay, now in this case, we have an odd number of observations, right? So, odd number of observations, how many number of observations do we have in this case? We have 5 observations, right? Right? So the position of median, like what I mean to say is the median is going to be which observation? It is going to be n plus 1 by 2. So you say it is 5 plus 1 by 2. That is 6 by 2. And what is 6 by 2? It is 3. So n is equal, the median is going to be A3. That means the third observation. A3 is going to be the median. In this case, what is the median? What is A3? Hiba?
Second.
See, this is A1. A1 means first observation. A2 means the second observation. A3 means the third observation. A4 means the fourth observation. And A5 means the fifth observation, right? The median is not 3. The position of median is the third. The third
So
observation,
7.
yes, A3 or 7. That is going to be median. That's why I said if you go into the formula and everything, see, there is a formula. Formulas do exist, but we should only use them when it is absolutely necessary. And when does it become necessary? When our data becomes difficult to, analyze, and it becomes difficult to find the median or find whatever the thing is. So the reason we have a formula is when things become complicated, it makes things easier for us. It's not meant to make things more difficult, right? So in this case, you can easily find the median without a formula as well. So you don't need to use a formula in this case. All right. Now, see, what happens is when you use a formula, now over here, you have two formulas. One is for odd and one is for even. So if, how will you remember, oh, this one was for odd, this one was for even? So when it's not required, don't use it. So when your number of observations is even, when n is even, like it was in this case, right? Then what you do is you do n by 2. No, you don't actually do n by 2. What you do when your uh, number of observations is even, what you do is you say a
N. Oh, sorry.
n
A.
n plus a n by 2 plus a n plus 1 by 2 whole thing divided by 2. Now, isn't this becoming a little bit complicated, Hiba?
Yeah.
Let me just show you how. One sec. Let me show you how this makes sense. It's going to be a little complicated, but since you want to see how it looks in a formula, I'll show it. So what is a n by 2? First of all, what is n by 2? N over here is how much?
6.
6. So n by 2 is
6 by 2.
6 by 2 is
7 by 3.
6 by 2 is 3, right? 3. One sec. This has to be modified a little bit. Okay. So n by 2 is 3. So this my a n by 2, this first thing, that's going to be a3. So a3, right? Because n by 2 is 3. Next term, Next term is a n by 2 plus 1, which is a 3 plus 1. So what is a4? What is a3 plus 1 from our observations? What is a4?
8.
Yes. Okay, that thing divided by 2. So now it is 7 plus 8 divided by 2. So you didn't need all this whole formula, which is a little bit complicated. You didn't need that. You can just take a look at the observation and see which one it is, right? So I'm going to just erase the whole thing. Are you understanding now why I don't use the formula at this stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just gonna find it out without the formula because it's easy. Now tell me, what is the median? Just take a look at the number of observations. You said, oh, it's 6. 6 means I am not going to find a middlemost entry, right? So if I say it is 8, then there's going to be 2 on the left and 3 on the right, and that's not fair. If I say it's 7, then again, it's not balanced because 7 is not in the exact center. So what is the exact center of this whole set? It is this. This
7
is the
and
exact
8.
center. Yeah. So you have to find the average of these two. They are both at the center, right? They're 2 at the left and 2 at the right. So they are both together at the center. So now you find the average of them. You find
8.
7 plus 8 by 2, which is 15 by 2.
8.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, 15
Okay,
by
tell me what lies exactly halfway between 7 and 8. Can you tell me?
I didn't understand
What did you not understand?
your question.
I'm saying what lies exactly halfway between 7 and 8. Which number? Not over here. If you take a look at the number line, if you have 7 here,
7.5.
yes, very good. So 7, oops, sorry. So 7.5 is my average of these two, and this is my median. Okay, so it's nothing difficult. Just if the number of observations is odd, you just pick the centermost thing. If it is even, then you pick both of the observations which are at the center and you take their average. Okay, is that clear? Yes, Eva, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's clear. Yeah.
Okay, now so the question was, the median is always one of the numbers in our data. Now what do you think? Is it true or false?
True.
Again, you still think it's true? Take a look at this example and tell me. Take your time.
I know it is false.
It is false, right? Because in this case, the median is 7.5. And it is not one of the observations, right? Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, so the next question is so it's against true or false statement. A data always has a mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will always have a mode. The thing is, it can have more than one modes. Okay, if two things or two or three or no matter how many quantities they are occurring at the same number of levels, like same number of times, then those two will be the modes. Okay, Next, do you find bar graph easy, or do you find any doubts you have in it?
No, I find it easy.
You find it easy. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you some questions to solve from this. Okay.
Bar graph.
Yes, bar graphs and the whole chapter in general. Then if you have any doubts, then we will take a look at them. Okay. Hmm. So are you familiar with double bar graphs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, Hiba, in your test, they had only you had only 3.1 and 3.2, right? You didn't have 3.3 exercise.
We didn't have bar graph.
Yeah, you didn't have bar graphs in your test. Okay. So let's do that. First, let's do single bar graphs instead of double. So the question is, the following data gives total marks out of 600 obtained by 6 children of a particular class. Uh, yeah, represent the data on a bar graph. So what is the data? So there are the names of students. Ajay, Bali, Dipti. I'm just gonna write A B C, wait. So let's say there are 6 students, A, B, C, D, and E. Their marks are out of 600. These are their marks. 300, 360, and oops, I gave so many marks to that kid. 400 and 540. You don't have to note this down. You can just write the answer. So now the question is, you have to represent this data on a graph. So what is the first thing that you need to decide while making a graph? Yeah,
We have to make a scale.
yes, we have to take a scale.
And then like for A, the number is 450. So
Yes.
we will take, we will like draw a box, and then we will take it to exactly 450. So something between 400 and 500, like the middle.
So what does the scale need? What does our scale need to be? What should it be? Like, should we take each unit to be 50 or 100 or 10 or what?
50.
50? Okay, so how would it be if we choose 50? If we choose 50, let's say this is my 0, and I say 50, 100, 150, 200, 350. I'm sorry, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the name of students, right? On the x-axis, there's always going to be a fixed value. So this is a concept that you need to remember, that on the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, you always put a fixed value, the value that is fixed. The names of the students are fixed, right? Their marks are not fixed. So the marks will be on the y-axis, here marks, and over here the names of the children. So again, how many, one unit is equal to how many marks, Hiba? How much should we take? 50? Let's try taking 50. So here is 50. You can start making this in your notebook as well. 100. Okay. So are you making it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm done with mine. Let me know when you're done with yours.
I was finished.
Sorry?
I was finished.
Have you done, are you done making the graph and like making the markings on the X and the Y axis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna write it like this, A, B. Are you done writing A, B, C and so on?
No, I'm writing it right
No.
now.
Okay, do that.
I finished.
Okay. So let's start with A. How many marks has A got?
450.
450. So
Yeah.
let's do this. Done?
Can we write inside the box like A?
Yeah, you can do that.
B is on 500.
So let's do that.
What is number for B?
C is 300.
No, 400
Which one are you asking?
after B.
After B, C is 300.
No, can you read all of them?
Okay, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay,
Yeah,
you're asking me to
can
read
you
all the
read
numbers.
them?
450,
Yeah.
500, 300, 360, 400, and 540.
Hello.
Okay, so Hiba, our class time has ended. So I will see you again in the next class. Okay.
Laugh.
Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Ma'am, good evening. See, ma'am, Samyula did not understand anything, not even one sum he has